Hey y'all, welcome to our very bookish channel. And in today's vlog, we are going to be revealing our July Secret TBR pick. And the theme for this month's Secret TBR pick is Little Free Libraries.
Hello, welcome to our secret read for July. This month we are visiting Little Free Libraries, and I'm really excited because I love hunting them, even if they get frustrating at times. I have visited ones that sometimes when you're looking at the map, they're not always there. I have visited ones that aren't really taken care of, and also they don't always have books that you may be interested in. And the last scenario is when it seems to be all kids books, nothing for adults. I have several planned out so that I end up finding some choices that I can pick from for our secret read. You're going to see several that I have planned out going over several weeks, and you will see some choices. And I did want to try and get people to vote. Some of the Facebook groups that I frequent to see if they can help me choose which book. Hopefully I have some good choices that I can present as options so that I have a great read for our secret read. With no further ado, here's some footage from libraries that I have visited. I found a little library, and it is in this really cute little area. It's a town about 20 minutes away from me. It's called Lebanon, but there are a lot of like historical places and signs around here, so I'll show you guys some of that, and then I'll check out the little library. It's right by a train station that you'll get to see. But I love this area, and there's this gorgeous butterfly structure right next to this train. So it's definitely a nice little area. I can already tell this is gonna be mostly kids' book. So I'm going to give them a couple adult books in here. Maybe a mom will end up wanting one of those, but there's nothing I'm gonna take from this one. I found a little free library, so let's go check it out. I gotta grab a book from the back of my car to put in, but let's go check it out. Found another one, and this one is kind of cute because it has one for kids and one for adults, it looks like. So let's take a look. Unfortunately, I didn't see anything that I wanted to read, so I am going to soldier on and try more Little Free Libraries. I did leave that book there just because I'll just grab more at home, But that's it for today. I'll have to try another day.
So I am so excited to film this video. I love scouring Little Free Libraries. I love watching all the videos of everyone visiting the Little Free Libraries. I am traveling right now, so I'm in an area that's not my usual area. So I've got new sorry about the dog barking. So I'm really excited to see what these Little Free Libraries have in store for me, and so I can find some in the area. I like to try to find the ones that are in neighborhoods because I feel like the ones that are in neighborhoods have more adult options. Okay, I'm walking to the first Little Free Library, and this is at an elementary school, so I'm not really expecting a lot, but it was in the area, so I wanted to check it out. Walking up to the second Little Free Library. This one is in a neighborhood, so I'm really hoping that there's some good books in here. Look how cute. It even has a roof like a house. So cute. Okay. Not seeing a whole lot of books. Lots of kids' books. There are a few adult books over here, but it doesn't look like anything that I would be interested in. Okay, Little Free Library number 3. This one is on the side of an office building, so we will see what's in here. Okay, got some kids' books here on the bottom, and not really seeing anything in here on the top either. Okay. Third strike of the day. Here's the next Little Free Library. This is done at a school, and it's really cute. It says be a reader, and there's a bees on top, and it's really cute. And it looks like it's all kids books again on the inside. This is what I was worried about with the schools, just all kids books at the schools. But look how cute this is. If you have a kid, then I think Little Free Libraries around schools would be perfect. Next Little Free Library. This one's cute. It's just really tiny. So let's see what we have in here. At least it looks like there's adult books in here. Okay. Looks like there's very big books here on the bottom, like coffee table kind of books. And then on the top, there's a few. Sandra Brown. Family of Jesus. Garth Nix. That's interesting. I know nothing about this book, but I have heard of Garth Nix before. This looks like a elementary school book. I don't know. I'm not going to take that one. Okay, on to the next one. Last Little Free Library, at least of this day. I know I'm gonna have to visit some more to get a couple of books, but let's see what they have in here. Maybe we'll find one. Okay, seems to be some kids books up here. Beverly Lewis, Little Yellow, Red. Microwave dishes. If you guys want to cook in your microwave. This Orphan Train. Okay. I think I'm actually going to bring this book. I heard from a friend that I used to work with that this was a very good book. Even though the cover doesn't scream really good, interesting book to me, but I heard this was really good. So I do actually think I'm going to bring this one with me.
I have time today to visit. I'm going to try and visit and be ambitious 4 Little Free Libraries. I captured 4 addresses on the app. I have 4 books ready to go in order to swap out. So hopefully I'm going to actually find them where they're located. And I realized on the app that you can report an issue. Maybe they take it down if so many people say it's not there or something. So if I have that problem today, I'm I might just do that on the app. It is supposed to be scattered thunderstorm showers today, so I'm hoping to get to these and not have too much issue with rain and thunderstorms. So let's go check out 4 little libraries. This is a good one. All right, that was a much more successful trip to Little Free Libraries this year than it was last year, by far. I was very pleased with the choices that I have, and I'm gonna go through them real quick and show you what I found when I was at I know you saw some of it as I showed some footage, but hopefully I can edit some of that footage because I really don't feel I did a good job trying to record as I went to these Little Free Libraries. I feel I'm so concentrating on what I'm seeing and looking at the books that I'm forgetting that I'm actually recording. So I was looking at some of the footage and it's shaky. I wouldn't say it's good footage, so I'm hoping my editing skills can help give a better video to Amanda. Maybe she can always help too with what I turn into her because I don't feel like I did a good job. Let's see the books that I got. The 2 that I was really happy with, and it was the one that also had a hardcover of Verity in it. I reread that, and I reread, there's an extra chapter in that hardcover edition, but I reread that. I figured that definitely needs to stay for someone else to discover Verity. But Flicker in the Dark, which I have been wanting to read Stacey Willingham for a while. There are 2 books out that I really want to read, so that was a good find. You guys know that I have recently become a Lisa Joel fan, and I have not read The Family Upstairs. The only one I've read by her so far is None of This Is True. I have bought other Lisa Joel, but I have not bought this one. And then the other one that I really feel is finally time to read, Ellen Hildenbrand. She has a lot of summer books. I feel like this would be the perfect summer book to read for this vlog. I'm thinking I'm going with this one, but I haven't made up my mind just yet. Haven't read Iris Johansson, so I'm thinking that's a good find. This one sounded interesting, so I may end up reading this one, if not for this vlog, in the future. Anna Quinlan, one of my favorite fiction authors. I have not read this one, Every Last One. This one actually felt like something Amanda would love, and it was weird to find an ARC, an advanced reading copy, in a Little Free Library. Never heard of this one, called Still Crow Saga by Paul Kruger. Again, haven't heard of this author either. I thought that was interesting, and that whole Little Free Library where I got this one was also very interesting, with the little bricks that were painted as book covers. I thought that was really unique, very, very cool. that I grabbed that one too. Not sure which one I'm gonna pick. I'm leaning towards one of the three, the first three I had mentioned. I'm going to think on it, and then I will be back to show you which one I will be reading for our little free library vlog.
All right, guys, my search for little free libraries continues. I visited several, as you saw, and I only found one book that I think I could read for this vlog. So I'm going to continue to look for some more. I'm going to visit a little free library I've had success with in the past. It was in a neighborhood, and there were lots of young adult and adult books that would be more interesting to me than, you know, obviously reading the little kid books. So I'm going to go check that one out and see if I can have some luck there again. Alright, you guys, this little free library looks so cool. It's like a little castle. It looks so cute, so well maintained. I really hope I find a good book in here. What this little free library is. Oh my goodness. It's like we're crossing a moat, crossing a bridge to the castle. Oh, it's so cute. Alright, so it looks like kids books on the bottom. And then the adult books. Oh, look how cute. Oh, this is probably definitely one of the cutest little free libraries I've seen. Sandra Brown. I don't think I've read her, but I feel like she has a lot of series of books. I don't know. Maybe I'll take this one and see if this is part of a series or not. I'm not sure. I know they're thrillers, but I don't know if you have to read them in order. Oh, there's an Agatha Christie book in here. The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. Okay. Alright, y'all, I did not grab a book from that little free library. I did get a bookmark, but there is another one close by, so I think I'm going to try that one and see. I don't know, these little free libraries have not been too good, but I do still love the concept of them, and some of them are so cute, and they seem to be very beneficial for kids. So we're just going to keep looking. I'm going to try one more and see if I can find something in that one.
I made my decision of all of the books that I found at all the little libraries, and the winning book is Ellen Hildenbrand, and it's the 5-Star Weekend. I haven't read Ellen Hildenbrand yet, and I feel like this is the perfect summer read right now. It feels light enough. I've been reading a lot of thrillers and horror and heavier things, so I feel like this is the perfect one to start. So let's dig on in. I was doing a video for another vlog, and because I finished one, started this one, and I thought I would give an update because I'm about 60 pages in, but I feel the beginning explains really well what this book is about, and I didn't really pay that much attention to what it was about when I had chosen it. I feel based on the cover and just what I thought I knew about Ellen Hildenbrand, I really just thought it would be like a fun summer read. And I would say that I'm not exactly thinking it's that right now. It's a very emotional book so far. The main character in it happens at the very beginning. So if you don't want to know about the book at all, probably a good chance for you to skip ahead. The main character, Hollis, she grew up on this one island, and you see it from a perspective at first, I think, of just someone else who is on Nantucket Island, and talking about how she grew up and she ended up losing her mom, and her dad raised her for a good portion of her life. She went on to marry and have a daughter. And during the pandemic, Hollis became very popular by having like a cooking slash baking well, not vlog. I would say it's on a YouTube type thing, but she becomes very influencer like when it comes to baking. And so she's known in the community because of this, and she has a lot of fans. And then she loses her husband in a tragic car accident. She's very much dealing with her grief and trying to figure out how to move forward. And she sees an article online talking about how someone had gotten through their grief by doing a 5-star weekend. So what a 5-star weekend is you invite 4 different friends from your life for a weekend girls getaway. Your best friend from when you were really young to when you were in your teens and college to when you were an adult, and then basically when she's in her 50s. So each phase of your life, you invite a best friend. So she invites 4 friends from those phases of her life, and she's going to have a 5-star weekend. I'm not sure why it's the star thing other than there's 5 of them. I got that far where they explain how she got to where she is and why she's inviting these friends for this weekend. But so far it doesn't feel like a fun, breezy beach read. It feels very emotional, and you're seeing some of the story now. I'm seeing through the lens of the friends that she's inviting. And one of them is getting results about a cancer scare. It's definitely not a light read right now. I can't say I'm enjoying it yet. I think I'm too early in the book, and I've had to switch gears as to how I'm thinking about this book. It's definitely not a thriller or horror or anything that dark, so I got that going for me. I will see you guys again when I am further in the story.
Hey y'all. Okay, as you saw, I was pretty disappointed with the little free libraries that I found. I visited so many. I think I visited 8 or 9 total in a couple of different locations, and these are the 2 books that I pulled that I am considering reading. I wanted to find 3. I was looking for 3 books to choose between, but I just found these 2, and I don't know. I think I'm not sure which one I want to read. I kind of do want to read them both. I think I'm going to start with the Sandra Brown one because I'm really in a thriller mood. I have heard that this is a very good book. Someone personally said that they enjoyed this book. But I'm just not feeling like historical fiction right now. It says on the cover, a lovely novel about the search for family that also happens to illuminate a fascinating and forgotten chapter of American history, and it's beautiful. By Anne Packer is the woman that gave that. So I don't know, unless maybe I'm confusing this with another book, because I'm pretty sure the person that recommended this to me is someone that loves thrillers. But I think I'm going to jump into this one. I'm just sort of in a thriller mood. I'm feeling a little bit slumpy right now, so I really want something that's going to be fast-paced and kind of pick me up. So I'm going to go with this one for right now just because of my mood. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right into this one. Storm clouds are rolling in. Perfect reading vibe.
Okay, plot twist. I wasn't expecting to read that. There's a tidbit that you're shared with one of the women that is going to this 5-star weekend, and a connection that I was not expecting So this is going to be really interesting. I'm very interested to see what happens. I'm not going to say obviously because of spoilers, but I will try to figure out how to talk about it as I continue to read more. All right, more on the 5-star weekend. I definitely feel invested in everything that's going on in all the characters' lives. I mean, you get to know all 5 of these women, plus Hollis's daughter, Caroline, and what she's going through has been pulled into it, plus some characters that are from some of their past are pulled into it. And though I haven't watched the Real Housewives series, I've heard friends talk about it. I've seen clips on social media and such. And I feel like some of this is the drama that you see in the clips I've seen in the Real Housewives. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I definitely feel like I'm enjoying this book. I still am waiting. My last clip talked about a twist I wasn't expecting, and I'm still waiting for that to be unveiled, because you know something from one character that is a big bombshell, and you're just waiting for that ticking bomb to blow up, because if it gets found out, it's definitely gonna blow up. I'm sure it'll end up being towards the end of the book. I am past halfway now, so I may react to whenever that happens, or if something else happens, before I do final thoughts. But if not, I will see you at final thoughts.
All right, guys, update time. I am on page 132, chapter 15, about a third of the way through the book. And wow, this story has been surprisingly pretty good and entertaining. I don't know why I didn't have high expectations, but so far the storytelling in this novel has been fantastic. You're following a group of, they're adults nowadays, but when they were younger, like around 17 years old, they stole a bunch of money and they lost the money, and someone that night died, and they are now adults, and their circumstances have brought them back together in their hometown, and you're kind of unraveling the story and the mysteries around what happened to the money and why did that person die, who killed them, or was it an accident, or what was going on that resulted in that. So it's very fun. There's also a kind of budding romance going on. These two characters, like, nothing's really happened yet, but you can tell that they kind of like each other, and they're kind of dancing around each other right now. And then there's one character that's just like seemingly a terrible person. It's the evil types. So, yeah, just really interesting. There's more characters than that, but I guess those are the 3 main ones that stick out in my mind right now. So I'm just going to keep reading, and I will update you all later when I read some more.
Hey guys, I am here for final thoughts on Ellen Hildebrand 5-star weekend. I didn't stop to record when the cat was finally out of the bag. Is that a spoiler? I hope that's not a spoiler, because some people might think reading this that it never comes out, the truth of what I'm talking about. But since I wasn't very specific, maybe it doesn't matter. I didn't record again because I figured I would just talk about the book as a whole in final thoughts. I did like it, even though like I said in one of the earlier videos, I had been expecting a lot of the covers of her books, to me, and maybe it's just me, and you can't judge a book by its cover, though I feel like a lot of times we do. I thought it was more on the fun, lighter fiction side, and I don't want to judge this one for all of her. She has both summer and winter books. This one, I wouldn't say was necessarily lighter. It had some heavy subjects. It had, at the beginning, it's very upfront that the story revolves around Hollis's husband dies in a car accident in the beginning. It's one of the reasons why she ends up having the 5-star weekend with some girlfriends to try and help her through grieving. So you have a death of a loved one, you have grieving, there is a cancer scare with this group of women, there is infidelity in this group of women, there are a lot of very adult problems that they're handling and either keeping from each other or talking to each other. I would say even some toxic friendship issues. I don't know how to say some of the things that they end up having come up and working through. I wouldn't say it's your lighter romance type books or even lighter women's fiction. I feel there's some heavy topics that happen in here. Obviously, this felt lighter than some of the murders that I'm reading, but I just thought it was more of a lighter, lots more romance. And there's some romance. I would say it focused more on women's bonding and women's relationships with each other than anything else. And some of what comes up I hear my friends talk about, and especially when you have children and your husband and everything that comes along with having to balance all of that, especially with careers. So I do think a lot of women would relate to the topics that come up in this book. It does go over, and even though the women in this book are older than I am, I feel like it is middle age, but like a little older than middle age. So there's some issues that come up with that too that I think some women would identify with. I definitely liked how all the women had characteristics for each of them. It didn't feel that it was hollow in any way, that they had very specific characteristics to each of them and backstories, and a lot of that comes up. I liked seeing the relationship with Hollis and her daughter Caroline. I thought that was very well written. I felt like the book in general was really well written. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Judy Picoult, but the difference is Judy Picoult tends to pick controversial topics, and I feel like Jodi doesn't have as many characters. I keep reading books recently that have a lot of characters that you're trying to keep up with. And I feel like I'm getting into a groove though, and I'm kind of adapting to getting books that have that many characters. And it'll be funny because I'll probably go to the next book and it'll be like 1 or 2 characters and I'll end up being bored because there's not as many characters. This vlog has been very fun because going to all the little free libraries and seeing all the choices, it's been making me want to go back and take this back to another free library, a different one, and then pick another one. I may do that. I don't know if I'm going to vlog it, but I feel it would be fun to go back and share this now with somebody else. I had originally said, and I realized I was editing some of the footage that I had taken. I originally said that I was going to show you guys how the Facebook groups I am in would choose the book. And I did put a picture of the 6 books that I had gotten from little free libraries on both Instagram for our Instagram account. And if you haven't followed that, we do have an Instagram account. I also put it on our Facebook page, and I went into the groups and I did ask them. And I think I put it in like 3 different groups. I didn't post the results because it was in so many different places, and I just wanted to see what people had said about each of the choices. And I feel it was fairly even across all the titles for the ones that were popular. So the Lisa Jewell book got a lot of votes. This one got a lot of votes. And then Flicker in the Dark also got a lot of votes. So it was pretty, I didn't count them all, but these were the 3 that everyone kept saying I should choose. And at first I was going to go with Lisa Jewell because I really want to read her again. And I have really wanted to read this one. But it wasn't just that it seemed like a summer book. I just haven't read Ellen Hildebrand yet. And I felt like trying something new. I've noticed her books. It's different than what I typically read. And I just thought it was a good chance to read her. So I am very glad that I did choose this. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I did highly enjoy this, even with some of the more serious material, the serious adult issues that come up in life and how she presented them. I almost didn't like, at first I thought I was not gonna like how the ending came together. And it wasn't just about that plot twist I was telling you about and if it was going to come out and how it was going to come out. It wasn't just about that. And I think it was really done well how it came out. It was different than how I thought it was going to happen. Thought it might get a little too tied up neatly, but I just liked how she ended up handling it. I thought it was very well done, and I ended up enjoying it and giving it 4 stars. I actually don't know what Amanda chose from her little free libraries. I'm very interested to see her footage of what she has found and what she has chosen for her book. We haven't talked with each other because it is considered the secret vlog, so we don't even tell each other until she sees mine, obviously, when she's editing, but until she gives it to me to do a once over with the video, I don't even know what she has chosen or what she has done with hers. And I really love that part. I love seeing what she has done with whatever we're doing. So I am very anxious to see what she's done.
All right, guys. Hi, Prim. Oh, pretty Primrose. Pretty Primrose. All right, I have finished Thick as Thieves by Sandra Brown. My first Sandra Brown book. And this book was so entertaining. The storytelling in this book is awesome. This is just a typical mystery book. There's lots of little mysteries that you're solving. The 2 main ones, which I already mentioned, are what happened to the money that was part of a stolen heist, and what happened with the murder victim. So those are probably the 2 main mysteries that you're solving, but there are several other little mysteries in this as well, regarding other characters. There's also love interest, which was very fun to follow, and I really liked both the characters that had this like budding romance, so it was kind of fun to follow that, and a tiny bit of spice in here, not a lot, and all around very fun, very good, well-rounded, great storytelling book. I did enjoy this book a lot. I think it was just a typical mystery novel. I would be interested in maybe reading some more of Sandra Brown in the future. I did look up when this book was released, and it came out in 2020. So it's a little bit newer. It's only 4 years old, but I would be really interested in reading some of her backlog. So if you guys have recommendations, please just throw them in the comments below. Also, I'll probably be watching to see what new book she comes out with. I wouldn't say this book like absolutely blew me away, but the storytelling was great. There's one twist at the end that I didn't see coming. The ending was very satisfying, and I just thought this was all around great book, and I'm really happy that I found it in a little free library. This was not a bad find.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as at least I have enjoyed doing this. I thought it was going to be another summer of trying to go to little free libraries and not finding them or only finding kids books. And I got very lucky. And if you enjoyed it as well, if you want us to do a part 2, if you want us to go to more little free libraries, should we take whatever choice that we read and go to one of the ones that we've been to already and swap out for another one or find different ones? Let us know what you think in the comments. I hope you guys are enjoying your summer and enjoying all your summer reading. Thank you for watching, and until next time.